You know that feeling when you've got your headphones on and you're just lost in your favorite album? Okay, but what if I told you there's a way to actually step inside the music instead of just listening to it from the outside?
I mean, let's really think about this for a second. Have you ever noticed that even with the best gear, your music still feels a little, I don't know, two-dimensional? Like it's just happening in a straight line between your left ear and your right ear, and that's it? A little flat?
Well, that's exactly the wall we're about to break through. So get ready because we're about to explore the next dimension of sound.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What exactly is this 3D audio technology that's promising to completely change the way we listen?
At its core, the idea is actually super simple. 3D audio is all about creating a spatial sensation. Basically, it makes sound feel like it's coming from absolutely everywhere, above you, below you, behind you, all around you. That's the whole game.
And this is the perfect way to picture the difference. Think of regular stereo audio as a flat photograph of sound. Yeah, it captures the moment, but it's stuck on one single plane. 3D audio, though, that's more like a sound sculpture. It has real depth and height and dimension that you can almost move through and experience from different angles. So, where is this sound sculpture making the biggest splash right now? Well, no surprise here, it's completely shaking up the world of music. And what's so cool about this is that it's not just for brand new music. Of course, it's a powerful tool for today's artists to create deeper, more immersive hits. But, and I just love this, it's also being used to revive classic albums, giving them a whole new life for a new generation. And you can really hear what I'm talking about on some of the most famous albums of all time. With Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon, those legendary sound effects don't just go from left to right anymore. They are literally swirling all the way around your head. For the Beatles' Revolver, the new Atmos mix is just a clear, undeniable upgrade. And then you have modern artists like The Weeknd or Taylor Swift using it to build these huge open soundscapes where vocals just float and tiny, subtle effects add this whole new emotional layer. Hey, and you don't just have to take my word for it. This quote from a user over on the audio engineering subreddit really nails it. They said it adds profundity, what a great word, to the mixes, allowing different parts to just float around you. That's the magic everyone's so excited about. But believe me, this technology is reaching way beyond our music playlists. It's literally creating entirely new worlds of sound. I mean, just look at this list. We're seeing it in these incredibly complex audio engines for video games, making those virtual worlds feel hyper-realistic. It's the absolute backbone of immersive sound in AR and VR. But it's also showing up in interactive art installations and short films. It's like a whole new box of crayons for creators to play with. So how does this work in something interactive, like a VR headset? Well, it's actually a pretty brilliant, dynamic process. First, sensors in the device are constantly tracking your head movement. Then, the audio engine uses that data to reposition every single sound in real time. So, if you hear a noise in front of you and turn your head to the left, that sound realistically moves to your right, like it's now coming from behind you. It's completely responsive. And here's the kicker. This isn't some far-off, futuristic tech. It's being powered by the gyroscopes that are probably already inside your AirPods, or the sensors inside a modern MacBook. So many of us are walking around with this incredible capability right in our pockets and on our desks, maybe without even realizing it. Of course, like with any big new technology, it's not all perfect right out of the gate. There's a really healthy and important debate happening. So let's get into what the community is actually saying about all this. And these points aren't just random opinions. We're pulling these insights directly from the people who live and breathe this stuff, the engineers mixing these tracks, the serious audiophiles, and the creators who are sharing their real-world experiences on places like Reddit and X. And this really gets to the heart of the whole discussion. On the one hand, the promise is massive, right? Super immersive sound on your headphones, a way to bring old tracks back to life. But then there's the reality, which has some real speed bumps. A lot of users are saying it's really inconsistent on certain speaker systems. There's also the very real risk of lazy, gimmicky mixes that don't really add anything meaningful. And, of course, the age-old audiophile debate is back. Does the cool immersive effect even matter if the actual audio quality isn't perfectly lossless? Which naturally leads us to the one central question that's driving all of these conversations.
Is 3D audio a genuine revolution for how everyone will listen to sound, or is it just going to end up as a cool niche feature for the hardcore audio fans?
All right, so after weighing all the hype, all the critiques, and all the possibilities, what's actually next for the future of listening? You know, when you sift through all of these different community discussions and debates, the entire conversation really boils down to one single major takeaway. And here it is: 3D audio is absolutely here to stay. It is not a fad. But the next critical step isn't just about better technology. It's about educating listeners on the magic, helping people actually understand what they're hearing so they can really appreciate what makes it so different and so special.
And you can already start to see how this is going to happen. The future of this tech is all about integration. We're talking about dynamic audio that's linked to our device's motion, just becoming a standard feature. Real-time soundscapes that enhance the everyday apps we use. And more devices, from phones to laptops, shipping with speakers that are built for spatial audio right out of the box. Which leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending thought. As this technology becomes more seamless, more integrated, just a normal part of our lives, when sound is truly, literally everywhere, where will we even listen next?